Gino is cheap. So I was basically forced to spend the money that he had been giving me for my wedding dress and butt implants. It's all gone. I'm sitting on it right now.
Hey everybody, welcome back to 90 Fiance. So we're on season 10, episode 1, and we're gonna cover Ashley and Jasmine this episode. So we see Ashley panicking and the episode just started. But TLC takes us back 24 hours ago and we see Ashley is doing like this ritual kind of thing about her meeting up with her mans. So we learned that she is a witch, and I feel like it is true witches do get a lot of bad rep, but that's because a lot of them are majority known to be evil. So it does make sense that people will kind of give her like the side eye when they found out that she's a witch. So Ashley tells us that she went to Ecuador for a school thing, and that's where she met Manuel. So they met on New Year's Eve over 10 years ago, and I was like, damn, that's a long ass relationship. So he asked her to dance, and then he proposed after a week. Like, oh my goodness, he won that green card now. Like, so she said that they tried to have a long distance relationship, but it didn't last. Like, shocker. I wonder why. Like, you guys literally only knew each other for a week. So after Manuel, she was in a long relationship with somebody else. But then after that relationship ended, Manuel texted her like, hola, like right after. And what's funny is she never told him that the relationship ended. Like, right after it ended, that's when he texted her.
Like, I feel like everybody can relate to this. When you get out of a relationship, the exes come out of the woodwork, even if you haven't announced it. That's literally what happened. I was a week out of my long-term relationship and been well out of nowhere. Hola. And I'm like, oh my God, this dude.
Oh my gosh, that is so true. And the worst part about it is that I fall for it every single time because in my head, I'm like, oh, maybe it'll be different this time. It's never different. So she went to go see him and he proposes to her again. And I'm like, okay, second time's the charm, I hope. So they applied for the Q1 visa and he's now coming. So as she meets up with her friends and they bring up him, his work, and his mom. So apparently Manuel hasn't told his mom that he's coming to America to marry his fiance. Instead, he told her that he's coming to work. And I think that's a big lie to tell your mother and also a big secret to not even tell her that you have a fiance. Like, Manuel, you need to get it together. So producers asked Ashley why he's keeping the secret from his mom. And Ashley says that he said that it's easier for him to tell his mother the truth once he is here so she doesn't worry about him traveling so far away. But I feel like that doesn't make sense because whether he's traveling for work or traveling for his fiance, it's the same amount of traveling. Like, come on now. So her friends ask her if she thinks that he is coming here so he can run away from something. And Ashley admits that she does think that he is trying to run away from some of his burdens back in Ecuador and start fresh in America. And I feel like if that's the case, I would do it too. Like, who doesn't want to run away from the burdens? Like, yeah, I deadass would do the same thing too. So then they asked her if he knows about her being a witchcraft, and she says that he knows a little bit about it because one time they were on the phone and she saw a full moon. So she told him that she will call him back because she had to work with the moon. And when she came back, he felt very unsettled. And I'm like, that makes sense. Because it'd be something different if you said, I have to go talk to the moon. Like, you know, in Bruno Mars, he was like, talking to the moon. Okay, I can't sing, but you know exactly what I mean. So Ashley explained to us that Manuel is a Catholic and things like witchcraft have a very negative connotation. So because of this, she's worried about how he's going to perceive her as that is who she is. Luckily, Ashley does say that if things don't go well with Manuel, she is prepared to leave him. And I'm like, okay, we love a reasonable queen or witch or whatever. So it's the next day and Ashley's playing with her dog and he is so cute. My goodness. She then says that she hasn't heard from Manuel and his flight is supposed to land today. So she's very nervous as where he could be.
And I haven't spoken to him since he entered into Miami. Everything's left unchecked on WhatsApp, Facebook. Like, literally, my messages are left unread.
So her sister then shows up and Ashley tells her that she doesn't know where Manuel is and she is very worried. Her sister said that this might be a sign as maybe he is not in it for the right reasons and he might be trouble. And I feel like that's something I would say to my sister. So after that, Ashley says bye to her sister and she leaves to go to the airport to see if she can hopefully see Manuel. But, okay, this connects to the beginning of the episode. She starts having a panic attack. So she's calling her sister and her sister's trying to calm her down. But I feel like she should definitely pull over before doing all this like breathing because girl, your hands aren't even on the steering wheel. You might get in a car accident and kill somebody.
Oh my God. Oh my God, I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out. Oh my God, I'm actually crying. Oh my God.
Breathe in. You're a
Oh my God.
But that's where the episode ends. Okay, so now for Jasmine. So I've seen bits and pieces of Jasmine and Gino in their previous seasons together, and I've come to the conclusion that they're so toxic for each other. And Jasmine is a crazy psycho, and Gino's very much of a pushover, but he has also done like a bunch of wrong things as well, like exposing her pics to his ex, because that's just horrible.
One of your exes sent me a message. Did you send her naked pictures of me?
So how they manage to stay strong, only God knows. But we see that Jasmine and her friends are throwing a party because she's making it to America. Now, I will give credit when it's due. She was able to show her true crazy self and show Gino the brightest of red flags. And he still said, yup, this is definitely wife material. Like, Gino, come on, bruh. And the worst part about it is that you can't even say that it's the sex that kept him coming back, because couldn't he barely get it out? That's just so, like, what keeps bringing the... Oh, like, what? Like, I'm so genuinely confused on why they keep coming back together. So her friends throw Jasmine a bachelor party and they look like they're having a blast. So we learn from Jasmine that she goes for ugly men because she's very jealous. And girl, it doesn't matter how jealous I am not sleeping with an ugly dude, bro. Because I feel like the only way I could be with an ugly guy is if his personality is top tier. Bro, I'm talking like I'm a 10 out of 10, bro. I'm not. So we see Gino and he tells us that he asked for leave of absence for 1 year-ish so he can make Jasmine a priority. And I'm like, aw, that's so cute. But did he tell Jasmine though? Because I'm pretty sure if he told her, she'll be pissed. So now we go back to Jasmine and she's having a wonderful time, and I mean wonderful time at her bachelorette party. And then we learn that she has been dieting and exercising, and I'm like, why? Like, you looked so amazing before. But she said that her nice butt is now gone and Gino loved her butt. So she went and she got implants. I'm like, oh, okay. But then we find out that she didn't tell Gino. And I'm like, oh, okay. So Gino gave her money for a wedding dress and she used it on implants instead. I'm like, oh, girl, why? Jasmine seriously stresses me out. Why would you do that? And I feel like her friends aren't real friends because they're like, you can wear the dress one time, but that ass is forever. Like, that's something you say when you hate your friend, because what the fuck? So I'm sure she didn't ask Gino because she knew that he would say no. So she purposely went behind his back and got it done. So her reasoning was that she does a lot to keep herself pretty for Gino, like hair removal and doing her hair and makeup and nails, and everything she does is not cheap, and Gino is cheap, and she's basically forced to spend money on this. I'm like, no, you're not forced to spend money on this. And if that's what Gino really likes, then let him spend the money on it. And I just know she's trying to excuse her behavior by putting the blame on him. And her friends ask, how does she think he's gonna react? And she's like, what is he gonna do? Because she already has them and she can't take them out. And I can see that she knows that she royally fucked up, and her friends are screaming and laughing and clapping at the thought of him divorcing her. Like, Jasmine, these girls are not your friends. Oh my goodness. So back to Gino, we see him running like crazy on this treadmill that this poor lady is trying to sell, and he asks her how much is their mileage. Like, what? He be cracking me up sometimes. The poor girl doesn't even know how to check that because treadmills don't come with mileage on them. Like, what? But he doesn't end up buying it because $200 is too much and he can't afford it since he left his job. Okay, so I'm practically a Facebook Market whore, and I think Gino should look there for a treadmill because I went on Facebook Market and I checked, and they're ranging from $50 to $150. So you're welcome, Gino. Anyways, Gino tells us that he indeed did not tell Jasmine that he left his job and will tell her once he comes to Michigan. So now we have two people who are supposedly deep in love and are starting a new chapter in their lives, and they're already keeping secrets from each other. Like, oh my gosh, you can't make this up. Actually, you can, because it's on 9-Day Fiance, so you can't make this up. So now Jasmine is packing up her stuff and she's getting ready for a flight to America. She's then visited by her mom, her sister, and her son comes in and gives her like a big giant hug. And sometimes I forget that Jasmine has kids, but that's a good thing because it just means that she does a great job keeping them away from the camera and all the craziness with her and Gino. What kills me is that Jasmine asks her son to take her dog on a walk in a stroller. Like, I think the dog would actually prefer walking, but okay. So Jasmine's having a conversation with her mom, and the conversation goes from her mom being worried about Jasmine getting her face done for Gino to Jasmine receiving a message from Gino's sister-in-law. Apparently, it made Jasmine so upset that she said that she would tell Gino that she won't be there to please his family. Now, when I look at the message, I do think that the message could be said in a nicer way. Like, hey, we really don't want to miss your wedding, but we have a vacation planned from April 13th to April 24th in Florida. Would it be okay if you guys could plan your wedding on a different date if possible? You see how how nice that sounded? I know I'm gonna side with Jasmine, but hers sounded so rude. Like, it genuinely did sound rude. Like, I feel like if your close family members sent it to you, like maybe like your brother, your sister, maybe even your mom or your dad, it wouldn't have sounded as rude because you've known them all your life basically. But this is your brother-in-law's wife, okay, or soon to be wife. You barely met her, you don't really know her like that, so why would you send her a message like that? It's such a rude way. That's just my opinion though. Jasmine said that she didn't even send a greeting, it was just a command, and because of that she felt unwanted and not loved by his family. So Jasmine has not told her son about her moving to America. So he comes back from his walk with the pup, and she sits him down and tells him the plan and how things are going to work step by step. Her son understands what is going on and he has accepted her going to America, but he did say that he would miss his mom a lot. So Jasmine is crying about the thought of having to leave him, but she is hoping that one day she'll be able to bring him along to America as well. So now Jasmine is heading to a dog spa and wants Coco to look cute, as he will be the only one that Jasmine can take to America because pets do not need visas, which makes a lot of sense actually because I never really thought about it until now. But imagine a little dog having a cute little passport and ID, and then they stop him at the border. So Jasmine calls Gino and tells him that Coco is getting his spa treatment. Then Gino brings up if Coco is potty trained now because he will pee on the floor a lot at Jasmine's place, and Jasmine said that he doesn't do it on purpose.
Okay, number one, Coco doesn't do it on purpose. Okay, he doesn't do it on purpose. He suffers from anxiety.
Are you okay?
Gino asked her if she was okay, and I genuinely thought that he was trying to call her crazy for saying that Coco pees because of anxiety. But no, he was just talking about her actual mental state because she seemed down. So Jasmine tells him that he's upset because of the way Lori texted her earlier about the wedding dates. So Gino tries to defend her by saying that she was talking to him and then quickly texted her saying don't have the wedding on these dates. And then Jasmine said it's about the way she texted her and about manners. And Gino said that he doesn't like the way Jasmine talks about his family as if they're trying to make her the enemy. But I feel like in this case, Jasmine just didn't like the way that she talked to her, and I feel like Gino should try to see her side here as well. So then Jasmine says that her family treats him with love and respect, but his family doesn't treat her with love and respect.
Gino is always blaming me for not getting along with his family and not being open-minded to receive them with all my love, you know, and make them my family. But there is a pattern.
And then Gino said that he agrees with his sister-in-law and said that all she said was, hey, we're going on vacation on these dates. Please try not to have the wedding during this time. And I'm like, no, she did not say it like that. Because if she did, then it would be a completely different thing. The way Gino is saying it is the way Jasmine will probably have preferred it being said. But instead, she said, don't have your wedding on the dates from April 13th to 24th because we're on vacation to Florida. And those are like two completely different things. Do I sound crazy? Am I just as crazy as Jasmine right now? Because I completely understand what she's talking about here. And I feel like Gino's honestly being an asshole in this situation. And did he even see the message? Because what is he saying right now? So he says that they're coming to the wedding no matter what, and now it's very tense. Jasmine hangs up and then starts venting to the cameras, and then the episode ends here. Okay, everybody, that's the end of this video. So I'm going to do Sophie and Nikki in the next video. So let me know some of your thoughts in the comments below. Please like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. Okay, bye!